Mr. Fahim Kiani, Chairman Tehreek-e-Kashmir, and distinguished participants, I thank Mr. Fahim Kiani for organizing this timely video conference on Kashmir. I pay tribute to your leadership. First, my heart goes out to the brave and proud people of the United Kingdom who are fighting the coronavirus pandemic with courage and resilience. We have a special connection with the United Kingdom because of history and the presence of the large diaspora community there. Your pain is our pain. Your suffering is our suffering. We are confident that you will be able to successfully beat back this menace. In Azad Kashmir, we too are combating the deadly virus. Thankfully, so far, the incidence is low and there have been no deaths. We have made full preparations for an effective response. We owe a debt of gratitude to the British parliamentarians and diaspora community leaders who stood by us like a solid rock after August the 5th last year. The Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is under a double lockdown, a punitive, crushing siege since August the 5th last year, and now the coronavirus lockdown. The IOJK is facing 5 acute problems because of this abnormal situation. First, while the world is fighting coronavirus, occupation troops are killing young men in cordon and search operations, and then posthumously and falsely accuse them of militancy. Second, thousands of prisoners arbitrarily detained, including teenagers and children, are rotting in cramped concentration camps and jails in the occupied territory and in India. The Indian government has spurned appeals of 6 international human rights organizations to release these prisoners incarcerated under unlawful laws because the risk of the spread of COVID-19 is very high. Hurriyat leaders Yasin Malik, Asiya Indrabi, Shabir Ahmed Shah and others are not being released. Third, COVID-19 patients in IOJK are not being given proper support or care or treatment. Restrictions on high-speed internet are increasing the number of corona patients. Doctors, nurses, paramedics are under severe stress. Fourth, early this month, the Indian government, in the dead of night, furtively introduced new domicile rules that would give permanent residence to Hindus from India to reduce Muslim majority to a minority in the Jammu and Kashmir state. This is a sinister move to take away Kashmiris' jobs, livelihoods, land and educational privileges. It is a brazen step towards land grab, colonization and establishment of illegal settlements in a disputed territory recognized as such by the United Nations. This move violates 4th Geneva Convention, ICC Statute and the Security Council resolutions on Jammu and Kashmir. The United Nations has been completely silent on this dire, oppressive development. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation has condemned it, but that's all. Powerful nations are quiet. Even traditional allies of the people of Jammu and Kashmir haven't had the time to speak up. The extremist ruling party in India thinks it will get away with murder once again. Fifth, Indian government has deliberately escalated hostile fire across the line of control targeting civilians. Use of artillery and mortar weaponry has caused huge damages to lives and infrastructure. Since January the 1st this year, India has violated the line of control, the ceasefire along the line of control, nearly 800 times. The picture in IOJK is dismal and it is getting darker by the day. I appeal to you to mobilize the British parliamentarians and the all-party parliamentary group on Kashmir to call out India for its actions which constitute war crimes, crimes against humanity, ethnic cleansing and genocide. India should not go scot-free. If the coronavirus crisis teaches us anything, it is this: we are one big global family and we cannot allow such brazen trampling of human rights over people who want justice and freedom. Look at the strange turn of events. When the lockdown was imposed on Jammu and Kashmir last year and we were running from pillar to post, knocking on all doors, caning and wailing, pleading for intercession. Nobody, especially those in power, paid any attention. They could see a brutal lockdown, but they did not lift a finger. And today, the entire globe is under lockdown. There's a lesson in this for entire humanity. Distinguished participants of the conference, I appeal to you to reach out to the United Nations Secretary General, Mr. Antonio Guterres, High Commissioner for Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, the UN Security Council, World Health Organizations, and leaders of the most powerful nations on our planet to help stop India's unbridled tyranny in Kashmir and the rise of violent Islamophobia in India itself. Please also send communications to the International Committee of the Red Cross and the United Nations Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs to ask India to help establish a humanitarian corridor for besieged Kashmiris. Last but not least, keep the issue alive. Keep the Kashmir issue on the global agenda. I would appreciate if you could share the conclusions of your deliberations with us so that we could also support your efforts. I thank you.